What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another video. So the car looks all sorts of janky right now, I know. I was wrapping this top portion and the bottom portion, which this top piece I messed up, that's why it looks all cut. But it actually works to my benefit because I actually want to install a GT wing, and I have to drill holes into the trunk, and as you can see there's some scratches on here, whatever. So I figured that this is actually good that I put this vinyl on here, so when I do the drilling it won't actually scratch up either the new wrap that I do or the paint underneath. Moving into the garage, I know it's a freaking mess in here. This is the wing that I got. It's a carbon fiber GTS-V style, basically the Vorsteiner. As you can see, it has that the really thin bracket, and then it kind of angles down, dips down like that. This is actually a replica wing. It's not the original one. The OG, the legit one, is like 1,500 to 1,700, almost up to 2 grand, honestly. I got this off of eBay, and it's, like I said, it's a replica, so it's like ABS plastic. Surprisingly, it doesn't have much flex to it, and it's really light. It's actually hollow, I noticed, because there's a little hole on the other side. But everything about the wing is actually really high quality for it being just plastic. I already ceramic coated it, so it's like nice and shiny, and it's also kind of hydrophobic. I already assembled it. It's basically just 4 bolts that go in like that. Wing is gonna go right in front of it, like that. And I want it to be a pretty tight fit, so I want it to actually touch like so on each side, like that. So this is kind of the look that I'm going for. The car is gonna look pretty goofy with this crazy wing setup, considering that the rest of the body is still pretty OEM. I am planning to get M Sport bumpers and then putting some diffusers or whatever. That way it'll look a little more proper. Usually people use masking tape to line edge, but since this is a vinyl wrap that I'm going to peel off anyway, I just drew directly on it. So basically the fitment was 7 3/4 this way from that corner all the way to the end. Same thing with the other side. That's how I lined it up. And also it touches right against the duckbill. So I'm just double checking the bottom of the car, or the trunk. I already removed the liner because I was actually changing out the tail light. So let me see, if I drill like right here, I'm afraid it might go through this portion, which is going to be a problem. If the wing was a little bit more inward, this would be a lot easier. I feel like it's going to be like somewhere like this, coming straight out. I might be able to just leave this here. I can just probably get a really long screw and like use washers to kind of straighten it out and just bolt it in like that. And on the inside, as you can see, the holes came out over here and over here. Now you could actually cut this whole thing out so you can have like a flatter profile, but I'm actually gonna leave it as is. Now the screws that they gave me for the wing itself was way too short. It was probably like a 1/2 inch. But I just went to the hardware store and got like a 50mm, so it should fit. So I'm gonna put those in right now and see how it goes. I also got a washer for it, just so if it like goes in a little bit crooked, for example like that, it's able to like go in at an angle. So I suggest getting a washer. Alright, so I just did a test fit of the bracket. Everything works, the holes line up, everything fits. The only issue is the bolts that I got are a little bit too long now. So I figured as I put them in, I was just looking at how much extra space I had on the back to determine the spacing. So I think I have to go about an inch down. So basically about that much. Basically I need about 1.5 inches for this entire bolt, but the actual bolt size does fit, goes through the trunk, fits pretty tightly. So I guess I have to go back to the hardware store. Alright, so I just got back from the hardware store and got a shorter bolt by about 1 inch. And as you can see, perfect fitment. Like I said, the washers are absolutely crucial because as you can see, the washers kind of help it like align straight. It does kind of cut into the actual metal a little bit of the trunk, but that actually helps it because the more it cuts into it, the more it grips. And then here's the bracket on the other side. As you can see, pretty straight, very flush. As you can see, there's a very slight gap, maybe like 1 to 2 millimeters in between. The problem with that is you risk water actually dripping through and leaking into the trunk, and you don't want that to happen because not only are there electronics in here, you don't want your trunk being all wet. But I'm gonna actually go ahead and install the other bracket and pop on the top portion of the wing just to see how it looks, and maybe I'll drive it like that for a little while. I actually wrapped this center portion and it came out pretty good. For the under inlay part down here, I'm actually thinking about doing this in black, so we have a little bit of contrast. Holy cow, this thing looks freaking sick. I mean, actually, without the little duckbill lip, this actually looks pretty good as is. This looks so much better now. But wow, perfect fitment. All the bolts and everything does line up. I haven't screwed in the top. Check this out. This wing is also universal, so if you don't have a Beamer, if you won't have any other car, this does work as long as you have a flat trunk. I've actually test fitted it on my dad's Tesla Model 3 and it actually fit. But yeah, I'm gonna take the wing back off, rewrap the trunk, put it back on. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.